Now, who would have thought that way back in day one of Everfree Northwest, that one of the biggest storylines that would come up at this convention involved someone that I sang with in line to get some autographs. That's this guy right here. We sang on day one in line. It was, who would have thought?
Oh, hey.
I want, yes, there's a camera here. I know you probably told the story 500 times just today alone, but just going over the fact that, so, the whole story with Derpy, it's just an amazing one.
Well, I guess it starts back with Comic-Con. I wasn't able to attend, and when Derpy's went up on eBay, I really wanted a Derpy. And I really spent with myself into spending $70 on one, but I paid $70 for my Derpy, I got it. And then I decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to bring this to Everfree with me, and I'm going to get it signed. And I was like, this will be my thing. I'm going to go to cons and get this signed. This is my first con, by the way.
Same here. We were like convention brokers.
So I decided, alright, I'm going to get it signed. It's going to be like my little thing with this, right? And maybe once and I originally wanted primarily to get everyone involved in Derpy signed. So everyone involved in the last roundup, Tabitha St. Germain, the director, storyboard artist, Lauren Fox, you know. And then it's kind of became, well, I'm just going to have it be my signboard, as many signatures as possible. And I was, in my mindset was, you know, hang on to this while eventually I might sell it. It might become really valuable. Maybe not. Then when Tabitha derped on my Derpy, that was no longer the case. I was in line and she was signing it. That's her signature right there. And she signed it. I didn't even catch it at first, but she finished signing it and then she stops and she goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "What?" She's like, I misspelt my name. And I look down and she's like, she's like, "What do you want me to do?" And I'm like, it's okay, it's fine, you know, just correct it, that's okay. So she, you know, in the little parentheses A and then an oops there. Right. And Jason, the guy who bought it and gave it back to me, he is amazing, by the way. I will never have the words to express how much what he did meant to me.
Yeah, and like you said, this thing was like, I mean, this became a personal treasure.
Yeah, then at that point it was like, okay, this is worth so much, but I'm not going to sell it now. Now this is special to me. And because people were telling me, are you going to auction that? And I was like, no, I don't think so. And Jason was there for that. And so then later on I ran into Going Once when I was in line to get signed by the Cutie Crusaders. I was showing off my costume to show off my shoes. He's like, if you got those shoes signed, they'd be worth so much. And we got to talking about the possibility of putting my costume in the auction. I was like, maybe, I don't know. Then when I met the Cutie Crusaders and they signed me and my shoes, I decided, okay, I'll put my costume in the auction. It didn't sell. And I was a little disappointed, but at the same time I was happy because now I get to keep my costume.
8 months worth of work in this costume, right?
Yeah, the wig was custom commissioned. I spent a lot of time finding a wig maker to commission to find someone quality and capable. The costume is handmade from scratch from fabric I bought from Hancock Fabric by a friend of mine. I'm going to plug her a little bit here. Her deviant art is slight period, obstruction period, deviant art, and she's absolutely amazing.
And real quick, speaking of fabric, I believe dumb fabric that about, it settles it. From, oh, there we go. Dumb fabric. She made it for me, and when she was like, so I paid for everything, and when I paid her, she didn't want me to pay her. She was like, it's okay, you're already investing so much time. I had to do something. The shoes are just custom shoes off the Converse website you can get, and they're embroidered, which is really cool, with Sweetie Bun on them. Nice. This guy went all out. Can you tell? I mean, come on.
The jumpsuit, she had first designed the jumpsuit, and that her concept sketches are actually on her deviant art for the jumpsuit, and she had to do the concept sketches for the wig too because human hair is different from pony hair. I would never have been able to even commission any of this without the concert sketches. That was amazing. Then she made the jumpsuit, which was absolutely insane. We had to do so many fittings. It was a nightmare. She'd never done anything like this before. She'd only ever done like shirts and handbags, stuff like that. And by the time this was over, she was completely burnt out. She got it done just a week before I had to leave.
Wow.
And it was absolutely amazing. She actually she didn't have to do this. She puts pockets inside the sleeves for me.
Nice.
Which is awesome. And again, she was so amazing for this. But then the makeup was an investment itself because I had to learn how to use makeup. I had to get like the makeup, brushes, so many things. Like over $90 invested in makeup. And then I had to learn to apply it. So this has been one huge expensive 8-month project, this costume. So then when I was in the charity auction and it didn't sell, I was disappointed but happy to say that. And then I sat back down, and then at the end when we're done, somebody just randomly brought something up for that spontaneously. And that got me thinking, maybe I should do something. And I started thinking about the Derpy, and I'm like, it means so much to me, and I started weighing the Derpy, and I was like, but you know what, I was already okay with only having Derpy and not my costume. I'm okay with having my costume and my Derpy, and then, more and more people were doing it, and it just inspired me to, go and, well, you guys all know that story.
Puts it up for auction.
And then Jason buys it, and I'm going to hand it to him, and he just immediately just straight back to me. He's like, keep it. And I tried to give it back. I tried to say no, and he wouldn't have it. He wouldn't have it, and my knees almost gave out. I didn't have words. I still don't really have words, and it was absolutely amazing.
What's so magical about what happened there was it wasn't just one act of kindness. It was literally 2 acts of kindness that came together, and
it was magical.
Oh, it was amazing,
and it just cemented my love for this fandom, this community. It's just made up of wonderful, wonderful people. And it's not just him, and it's everybody throughout this entire convention. Everybody has been wonderful, and there's just been so much love, so much acceptance, so much just. I'm comfortable around everybody here. Everybody here is comfortable with each other. Even the shy people or the aggravated people, it's all there's this sense of love. And I know that sounds corny, but it's true.
It's a real thing, all of this, and this was a perfect example of how real it is. It's not just something we talk about or preach. It happens in real life with us, and that I think was just an amazing example of what this community has to offer, and that's why I had to talk with you, say that was an amazing story. And
thanks. I've been told that I need to get this sealed in one of those glass cases with a neutral gas.
Hey, this is going to be the most talked about Derpy toy in the world. You realize that now, right? Everyone's going to know about this Derpy thing, so you better frame that thing, put some lasers around.
I'm going to try and keep it preserved. I can't really pitch for one of those fancy glass cases, but I'm going to definitely do my best to keep this out of harm's way.
And what's your name again?
Travis.
Travis. Ladies and gentlemen, Travis Derpy. And your picture? It started with a song, and it ended with an amazing story. Travis.
Thank